Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Master Round on the podcast. I'm your host, Boo Ada. If you didn't know that, now you know. And straight to the sponsor, our lovely sponsor, PAYLESS ONE. They are your one stop for organic and natural products and education. They are located right next to the Dedito Payless and open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. They are dedicated. They are a dedicated destination for organic food, home health, and beauty products. Imagine everything in Payless and you want organic, but it's kind of mixed up with everything else, like junk food and stuff that's not so healthy and stuff that's not so organic. But guess what? Everything in PAYLESS ONE is organic, all the way from food, home health, and beauty products. Everything in one place where you can go and you don't have to be tempted by other stuff you see on the shelves there. So, and have you heard of their Edu Kitchen? The Edu Kitchen is located both at the PAYLESS ONE in Dedito and at the Mighty location. They do courses on how to add nutritional value to your lifestyle, and also how to teach kids to eat more nutritiously, because you know kids don't really have the best diet out there, and sometimes adults, most times adults actually, we have more control over what we eat, but we decide to eat bad when it's convenient. So go and visit PAYLESS ONE to shop, learn, and stay healthy. They are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily next to the Dedito Payless. And that is a word from our sponsor. And I just want to give a shout out to Cody Guerrero and the VibeFest crew for bringing out these awesome artists who are going to be playing for us on February 29, 2020, which is tomorrow, according to my watch. And if you're listening to this beforehand, kudos to you. It's a way to get to know the artist before you watch them live on the VibeFest stage. So it's going to be awesome. And that day is actually the 5-year anniversary of Master Random. On February 29th, 2015, we dropped 5 episodes to launch Master Random. And that's all she wrote. Now we're at 211 episodes, and it's been absolutely bonkers. Now it's been a great journey. A lot of learning experiences through audio and just the knowledge that's been passed through this podcast and shared on the platform. I couldn't be more grateful for everything and everyone who has been on the show, who listens to the show, who has contributed to the show, who's been part of the show's making, and ultimately everything else. And a big shout outs to my bro, Matty B, holding it down for the last 2 years with the video production, constantly learning every day. I'm constantly learning every day as we progress into doing more and more podcasts this year. We've been on sort of a hiatus. We've done maybe like 11 episodes in the last like 6 months. So now we're looking for more consistency for the rest of the year. So look out for that. And I'm done. That's it. That's all I got. So now on to my guest with an S. So I've been listening to this band since I was in college, around 2006, 2007, Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. And you'll hear an interesting story that I have when I used to play over at the Hut in Tucson, Arizona. And it's so awesome that they still have a sort of a memory of that situation and that moment. And just to have them in the studio was a treat in itself and an absolute honor. Yeah, I can't wait to watch these guys live. I haven't seen them since I lived out in the States, and just to see how everything has evolved. And it was cool to pick their brains and hear their story about their band that's going on 20 years of being Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. So on the podcast, it's Moi Juarez and Patrick Salmon from Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. You're going to hear a little bit from John T and Frankie McJohn from the John Dank Show. And it was kind of a short one. We were limited on time, but that's okay. I'm appreciative for any time that I'm able to get with anybody. So we don't have to go 2 hours. This is a nice 45-minute conversation that you can listen to. So without further ado, Moi and Pat and a little bit of Frankie and John on the podcast. Check it out. Welcome to the show, guys. I really was only expecting Moi to be here, but I'm glad. I'm glad three of you guys are here.
It's a full house.
Yeah.
Huh?
And Frankie and John T are both here, so it's a nice party. What did you call it? A brodeo?
Yeah, I didn't know a room could be so hotboxed.
Oh yeah. Should we turn down the aircon? Hey Matt, can we adjust?
No, I mean all the weed smoking on here. John Dank is just going off the freaking Richter right now, dude. If you guys could see this right now.
So crisp.
Oh, dude.
My microphones are getting contact high.
Yeah, dude. I can't even see in here. I thought they didn't get weed in Guam. I didn't know John was such. I didn't know Frankie was such a stoner either.
For the listeners, just kind of introduce yourselves, and then I can sort of turn it on. And I have a whole bunch of things that I want to know. Yeah.
We got. My name is Moi. I sing for Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. To my left is my boy Patrick Salmon. He drums and toodaloos for Tomorrow's Bad Seeds too.
Yep.
It's our first time here in Guam. We're super stoked.
Yeah.
Super nice.
How's the flight over?
Acclimated.
It's grueling.
Not really, because we were in Hawaii for a while, so it was only really a 6-hour, 7-hour flight for us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It wasn't like the whole experience of one long flight.
Yeah, and
we got lucky.
Those are brutal. Just flying for what, 22 hours?
Wow, we got lucky, so.
Mm-hmm.
What were you guys doing in Hawaii? You guys had
play some shows.
Play some shows there. Mm-hmm. Do you guys go to Hawaii often? If I'm not mistaken, that's where you guys were really starting to like blow up after you guys started, right?
We had a couple #1 hits out there in 2007, 2008, and so we toured the islands for a solid 2 or 3 years, like at least 3 or 4 times, and then we went back again in 2012 with Common Kings, Catch a Fire, Tribal Seeds, Anuhea, and Rebel Soldiers, I think, or something like that.
Something. We did 2 quick ones.
Yeah,
we were there like back to back.
And then we haven't been there for a while.
Oh, okay.
So once we got word of being able to come out here, we tried to, make a little pit stop and do some shows out there on the way out here to make it, a little double whammy.
Yeah, and make it worth it to fly out.
Well, it's already worth it, It is already worth it coming out here and.
But we did.
I appreciate
made it
that.
Worth it. Yeah.
Made it super worth it. Not just worth it, it's super.
Oh yeah.
I'm good friends with Jason J, and he put me in contact with Frankie not too long ago, and we kind of just conjured all this up and made it happen.
Yeah.
And, Jason's been talking a lot about Guam for a long time.
Yeah, because you guys just came off of tour, and was that sort of...
That was planned all contingent upon everything else.
Okay. So that was kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
That you guys
they were already,
do this and then do
they
that.
They happened to be out
this.
there already. And so we made it work for them too, and then vice versa. We came out here as well.
Oh, yeah, because Frankie's been out there for a while. I haven't had these guys on the show in quite a while, right? The last time it was just you.
You guys were
I think they had
almost
just
2 months, right?
They had just first started.
You gone for 3, huh?
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
That is, man. That is, woo.
Yeah, they were nonstop. We were only a
We used
part
to
of
do that, yeah.
Yeah.
But for you guys, it's like still home is still like a flight away, right?
Yeah.
A few hours away or if you're on the East Coast, it's a little
it's still a flight. I mean, they flew home from this tour from Albuquerque.
Yeah.
We drove.
I got to watch Super Bowl.
Yeah, we got to watch Super Bowl too.
I got to watch it more. I got to watch it more, dude.
No, we got to watch it while we were driving. They both flew home.
Where does music start for you? Has it always been around your family? Is there someone who kind of ingrained it in you?
Yeah, it's always been around my family. For me, my mom's a singer. My dad played guitar growing up too, but I just love it. I was always a part of it. Always loved singing. Always loved trying to write songs and just performing and being in front of
Since
crowds.
you were a kid?
Kinda, yeah. I didn't take it seriously until I was older, but because singing kind of just in my family, everybody does it, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
But after I got out of high school and dropped out of
You're
college,
Hispanic?
Yeah.
Okay. Full?
No, I'm Scottish and Mexican.
Oh, okay.
My mom's
for real? Scottish?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
My mom's,
You've been joking all night, so
No,
I was
that's hard,
like,
dude.
oh shit, Scottish.
my mom's she's born and raised in Manhattan Beach, but she's Scottish and my dad's Mexican. So that's the mix. But my mom's were all the vocals and everything. My grandmother, my grandpa.
Really?
Everybody on my mom's side sings pretty much.
Right. And so she was like first generation.
Oh no, she was a second generation.
Okay.
I'm third generation, born in L.A.
Okay.
And my niece, you guys should look her up, Jewel Chang Music. Oh, bless you, baby.
Yeah, she's legit though.
She's almost 12 and she sings and plays guitar, so freaking killer.
Really?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So it's just all in the family.
The genetics for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Pat? Where does music start?
I married into Moi's family just to pick up on the music.
Really?
No, I'm known before me and my brother played music, so I just kind of picked up drums because I sucked at guitar and he was better at guitar, so I switched over to drums.
Yeah.
And then I just
outside influence.
Yeah. My aunt bought me a drum set, so that was it.
Yeah, but there's also other stuff like.
Well, my mom's a big music head for sure.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. She used to be what?
Well, what?
She used to go to all the shows.
Oh yeah. Because I'm from New Jersey, so she used to go all the Ed Sullivan shows.
Because your grandpa was a.
What?
Your grandpa was a lighting guy.
That's right. I don't remember this stuff.
Okay, so I know the story. So his grandpa was a lighting guy, and when his mom was little, she used to get to go sit at the top where he was conducting the light from, whatever, and watch like the Rolling Stones.
Everyone come through the Ed Sullivan show and fucking play.
Fuck. She saw everybody when she was little.
So then I still remember like when I was younger, just fucking every morning, just some the Beatles or the Stones like 6 o'clock on the dot a.m. like fucking ding, fucking blasting, and I was like, oh. Here we go. Gotta go to school. But yeah, so the music influence from there, but no other. My brother plays guitar, and that was just me.
And he shreds too, though.
Yeah,
he shreds. Yeah.
So you guys were sort of bouncing off the energy of inspiration off each other at this point.
Absolutely. At first, it was trying to get better.
Started at a young age.
Not too young, like not kids these days, man.
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
I know.
Yeah,
I started.
Kids
12.
are like
12.
1.5, and they're playing violin. Like
seriously, they're already retired.
This is a family show, so please refrain from using any curse language,
sorry.
please. Thanks.
Okay, we can do that. Edit that in
right?
post.
Yeah.
Would you
Post edit that. Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should we really watch your mouth?
No. I mean, we're drinking alcohol.
There we go.
Nobody sees that. I know nobody sees what Frankie's doing on the couch. Frankie, come on, dude.
Come on, dude.
Settle down.
First the weed, then the fruit. Never mind.
I didn't know male humans can move that way, dude. It's that tomorrow in you, huh?
So of course I do my research before I brought you guys on, and Tomorrow's Bad Seeds is a root of something else. And was that juvenile time something that you wanted to stay connected with in association with the name of your band?
Yeah, it's still actually a graffiti crew. So that's how I got started off, and it's still a whole bunch of kids in our neighborhood that write, and they tag and stuff. We condone artwork.
Condone.
not on people's random walls, but yeah. But I know it's still definitely a crew that does their thing in our neighborhood. But we just wanted. I like the name because to me it's like a statistic that's not supposed to make it. Tomorrow's Bad Seeds.
For
supposed
sure.
to be like the misfit child,
Yeah.
The person who doesn't fit in type of thing.
But when you were part of that graffiti team or a crew, sorry. And I was trying to look for the word. It was literally coming out, dude. I was like, group down. The graffiti crew, was it seen in the same light as it is today?
No, totally different. I wasn't really a part of it, to be honest. It was our guitar player Matt that's not here.
Okay.
He was more a part of it with one of my really good friends, and it was just kind of like a b-boy skate crew, all surf everything together, but they all were really good artists, and then it just stuck with the name. And so when it came time for a band name, I wanted something that everybody in the neighborhood kind of already knew. I already had a staple and a name for it,
Yeah.
So we used the name, and
how old were you?
It worked for us. When we started Tomorrow's Bad Seeds, I was 21.
Okay. And this
Almost
is around 2000?
2001.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But the name Tomorrow's Bad Seeds as like a crew was started in 94, 95.
Right. Getting everything together was, how did you know what kind of music you wanted to play? Because I can imagine growing up in LA area.
South Bay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can imagine the amount of influence you're getting compared to what Pat was getting in New Jersey, right? As far as like reggae, rock influence, fusion stuff, and everything possibly under the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
for us, it was just, I wanted to be like Sublime, straight up. Yeah, like when I first heard Sublime when I was graduating high school. I mean, I'd heard him before, but when I started playing in bands and like started really listening to Sublime, I just wanted to be more of that punk Rasta vibe, you know, like not so full on reggae, you know, but more like hip hop, like it was. I mean, that's kind of what encompasses where we come from. Yeah. And then, I mean, Pat's from a beach town too. So.
Yeah, I grew up surfing too, but still the same. It was the same, like Sublime, 311. Like,
so that Sublime and 311 were all the way over there by.
Yeah, I mean, I was also too like. Same thing, hanging out with people that were into that kind of stuff. Older brothers that were skating, surfing already, and they fucking like brought it over, and we're like, "What is this?" And like, still, even if I listen to like 40 Ounces of Freedom, it reminds me of a certain time period. Sure. Yeah,
I found Sublime when he had already passed, and I was in 6th grade.
Yeah,
and damn, how old? You like 29?
Now I'm 33 this year.
What are you? 35?
36. I'm about to be 37 in 7 days. Man.
How about you?
Yeah,
I'm 39.
Oh, you guys are still young.
Right. Come on, man.
Yeah, still look young.
Jeez. That's right, dude.
So,
Sublime was a game changer.
Yeah, man, it was a game changer for me.
Crazy.
You know, just listening to it and even the emotion he put out in the words, right? And during, just talking about the times of growing up, you kind of feel like you're in Long Beach, right?
Yeah. It was dope. He put out some good fusion.
So you were already of age and understanding of yourself.
I heard Sublime when I was in junior high before he died.
Yeah,
he was playing shows, and I wasn't really into going to shows back then. I was more into hit b-boying and breakdancing and stuff. But I definitely knew about it. But as soon as we started playing music as a band, that's like what I wanted to be like. I was to choose a sound.
Right.
It's funny because those songs, like being from the East Coast. I was like, what the hell's an AM PM? Like, I was too young, so I was like, what is a 40 ounce? Like, I don't know shit. You know what I mean? And there's some other stuff too I can't think of, but I was like, man, I don't know what is going on. But the music was cool, honestly. But.
And you can kind of hear it in the first album, right? That kind of jambalaya mix of music. It goes from hard. It goes to really reggae like, and then it has a mixture of both and back to hard, right? And I mean, just talking to you and just what we've talked about now, you can really see where that influence came out of, right? And so just why were you guys deciding that you were gonna, after you wrote the first album, you found some success, right? And was that a kind of a push to continue doing this, because the space between the years your albums came out was it was pretty far out, right? I mean,
it was just a lot of touring.
3 years
from the first album. It was nonstop touring all the way through the third album that we put out, and by the third album, we still didn't even have anything like, because we were just so busy on the road, like we were playing shows. How
many miles you guys think you guys traveled during that time frame?
Honestly, that's a blur, bro.
Yeah,
my whole life is a blur from like 5 years.
When I joined the band after that first album.
Okay.
Right when the second one came out.
So it's like 2008,
2009.
Okay.
Right when Sacred for Sale came out, and my first 3 to 4 months
was just tour.
Was not even in California.
Really?
Yeah. So I moved out right at Christmas, and then we were gone till March. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was my birthday, and we played with 311 on my birthday.
In Knitting Factory in
one of those states,
Nevada or whatever.
Yeah, Nevada or whatever.
or
it was like Boise or something. Yeah, it was Boise. But yeah, so that, I mean, just even that little microcosm was like, that's how we were so busy. And then that was only like, you know, after that still we were on tour.
And that's kind of before the scene was doing what it's doing now. The scene for sure has a lot more moving parts and more elements and more just, you know, more bands in it for sure.
Yeah.
It was like maybe 2 you know, 10
there was like the absolutely.
I was talking to Eric about that time, and I was like, man, when you guys came out, California rock reggae was now it was birthing, like it was actually like peaking, right? And people were really trying to getting into it. Right now it's saturated with a lot of bands. Now a lot of California style reggae bands are in existence, and they're not even necessarily from California, right? Even the East Coast sound is sort of proving that. I think the last sound to come out of the East Coast that was really defining for me was Soja, right? And other than that, you kind of hear everybody has that sort of same sound. And
I think Pacifiers from like
Arizona?
No, they're from
they're from Savannah,
like
Georgia.
Georgia and stuff. I don't know if they consider that East Coast. I don't know what that is. It's like
East Coast.
I know, but like it's not on the coast.
Whatever, bro. East side. They're one of the most underrated, in my opinion.
But they have a very definitive sound.
Yeah,
like
they're
as far as that, I don't
dope.
know, but yeah, they rip.
Yeah, and back then, so it was. I felt like it was a few bands back then, right? During that 2005 to 2000 eras, it was you guys. Fortunate Youth was just sort of
No, they
coming
weren't out there
around,
yet.
right? Like 2009, 2010, they were still
that's
kind of
what we
small
were.
too.
2010, like 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they came.
Sagawa was still on Warped Tour with us in 11.
I know we met up with them.
But no,
And Dan Kelly wasn't performing with them too during that early
they had
time,
no, they,
right? They had
he
a
was with them
different singer.
too, but he had
they had Gonzo too.
Gonzo. Yeah,
Uh,
it's crazy.
yeah, I remember
So
them
long
coming.
ago.
I remember them coming through Tucson, and I was like, "Whoa, who are these guys?"
You lived in Tucson back then?
Yeah, I lived in Tucson.
Oh, the hut.
At the hut. Oh, dude. Okay, so I was telling Matt, "Are you ready for this?" So I was talking to when I was talking to Joe, I was telling him about Tomorrow's Bad Seed story, and I didn't want to share it on the on that episode. I want to share it on this. And I used to play with this band called Uprooted, and at the hut, and you guys came through, and dude, you were like sick or something like that, like, and you came up to me and you go, "Hey man, can we play before you?" Right? And we were supposed to be opening up for you, right? And we were just yeah, dude, we were
Seriously.
we were like just a jam band, the only reggae band that plays on 4th Ave, and
Oh man.
and we weren't any good, you know. It's like, and you're like, can you guys play after us? I was like, for real? You're like, yeah, man, I'm fucking sick. My throat's fucking hurting. And you're wearing like these glasses, right?
Oh man, I remember that. Holy.
And you guys play. And so I went to my band. And it was only two other guys. I was like, hey guys, so I think we're headlining this thing today.
Y'all put it on the resume, dude. Put it on there.
Yeah.
And so that's my fucking Tomorrow's Bad Seed
But
story.
I didn't even know that back then I already met it tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all over the
That's what set it in motion. That's
yeah,
how.
man. So, and you know, I really liked you guys' style. I mean, especially that, and I still do. But I noticed that over the years there's been quite a number of changes. You know, with how your styles evolved, even with the album in 2018, right?
Yeah,
It's completely kind of strewn away from what you guys from the first 3 albums. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it was,
I'm
but it
kinda
was
curious.
actually it was way different anyway. It was
Yeah.
mainly this guy. So
yeah, and right before that it was a hiatus, right?
Yeah.
So what was life?
I mean, shit. You want to get into this right now?
go ahead. I gotta take a pee anyway, dude. Perfect.
I mean, we can go light or we can go serious.
We can go however you want. Yeah.
I mean, basically, what happens is, you get in business, you start music and you play off as something you love to do, right? And you got a bunch of friends you're doing it with, and you're hoping that you all have the same intentions and the same, guidance or lane you want to go down, right? Same mission. And then, obviously things change along the way. And when, business becomes real part of this art that you're trying to create, you find out who's in it for the real long haul and who's in it for other reasons,
For sure,
other
for sure.
intentions. Long story short, what you think is never going to happen to you as an artist happened to us. We had someone that believed in us, at least we thought did, invested some money, at least we thought invested money. Not knowing that we're already making money, not knowing how they were managing our money or managing our assets at the time.
Right.
And then, they had some other personal things going on in other businesses that they had acquired or what was going on, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And some foul play happened within their thing that I think got our thing. This is what my understanding is to where we are now. Got us involved kind of. And so at the same time, they were trying to dissolve. Because if you see back then, we were under Urban Tone Records.
Right.
And then when all this shit happened and we changed into the band Life, it became Urban Tone Media Group because of some shady stuff that was happening that was nothing to do with us.
Was it trying to be like an offshoot of that?
No, the truth is
Label?
the person was doing some bad business.
Okay.
He was doing some other stuff that just was illegal, I'm sure. And, either laundering money or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Whatever he was doing, he was using our entity. And then when he was getting caught up, he was like, oh shit, I got to figure out a way to hide this.
Yeah.
So then he dissolved that entity. We went into doing Life as an idea because we got some money thrown at our way. And me being the singer at first, I really didn't want to do that. I was like, I didn't want, but then you don't want to feel like you're the person's biting the hand that feeds you at that time. You know?
Yeah.
So then we went with it. It was cool, for what it was. And then obviously Tomorrow's Bad Seeds, a surge reoccurred where people wanted us to play shows, and we played one show and it was fucking really good response. And so we went to try to do that again full fledged. But at that same time, this person was going through all this litigation, all this crazy shit. And now that person is in prison. But, you know, not naming any names.
No, you don't have to.
But, you know, it's just, you know, it's a sad story because his intentions and his guidance wasn't really towards our business and what we were trying to accomplish at that time. Because at that time, we were in a great position to actually do something great, you know, but everything he had was geared towards something else, you know. So he tried to dissolve our thing.
Right.
And then
without you guys' best interest.
Exactly. And then it kind of fell off. And then I just did my best to kind of re-bring it back. And since that album, like you were talking about, why it sounds so different is because I could barely get any of these guys together to do anything. A lot of them were doing other things, playing with other players, and just, in my opinion, I needed to get something out quick just to get it going again.
Yeah.
And now we kind of
resurged from that quote unquote hiatus. Yeah.
And now we're redoing it again and just trying to make it work, you know.
Yeah.
And now it's a little better. We all have more control. We have more things to say. We all have a say in what we do for the most part, you know. And
right.
You know, and now just working on trying to keep it cohesive, you know.
You guys didn't lose the rights
Longevity.
to you guys' old music.
We did.
You did. And that's tough, dude.
Well, I guess, you know, I can't say we lost the rights because I don't know. And the truth is that they just own the.
You can pull it up, dude, and pull
They
it around.
own whatever the assets are. How
why don't I just do this?
You know? They own whatever the fucking accounts are that things are going into. You know,
Right,
so
right.
if we wanted to really go after it, we probably could. Which we probably should figure a way of doing.
Eventually,
it,
yeah.
There's no communication at all, and I would already went through the motions of being angry and upset and just trying to figure out what to do. But
yeah,
when it really comes down to it, I mean, you got to serve a thing called a cease and assist. And I mean,
I thought you were gonna say you just got to push on through.
No, you got to find them, But I mean, honestly, when it comes down
the cover,
to that,
the thing just came out.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like that part is done, and if we can get our assets back, which eventually I hope we can, But other than that,
you're good.
we're just gonna create more music and just keep going,
Yeah, man. And it's honestly, it's not bad. I really like the album.
The next one that we gonna do. The next one that we do though is gonna be more alternative for sure.
Yeah,
like, that's already in the works. The idea. Of
because it's in you guys. It's ingrained in you
But you
guys'
should
soul
hear-
to be so.
You should hear it live. It has evolved even. Like the songs we do from that album, Illuminate, are honestly have a little more.
Edge.
It just has our own style in it.
I'm sure the energy helps, right?
Yeah,
and you kind of add different elements that you did in the album, and
yeah, if
you're opening up the drums a little more,
100%.
Yeah.
If you're not celebrating too hard, see if you can.
No, I definitely, one thing I do appreciate about music and musicians is the way they perform their music that they record. It's like one of my absolute favorite things to see.
Well, that's the cool thing about this is that I'm coming up with some songs, obviously on my own or with a producer, and then when I bring it to these guys, it becomes a whole other thing.
Yeah.
We just released a single called Surf Trip.
I heard it. Yeah.
And it's totally different than what we will do live. 'Cause I don't want to do it had to be. I'd rather put Surf Trip in that part. Anyhow, so that's a set list thing right now. But
not to stray too far off the conversation.
John, you better learn Surf Trip, dude.
But yeah, and that's a really cool part that I really like about it now, because I know I can count, like I do my thing in the studio, whatever, but when we come to doing it live, I can count on these guys to make it really come alive and give a whole new meaning to this song.
Yeah, in the recording studio, does the producer have a lot of, do you tend to sway towards what the producer thinks, how the producer
this last
thinks
one was
a
a lot of together, but he's played almost every instrument. The guy's name's Chaz Tony.
Oh man, wait, from Carson City?
Yeah, that's Chaz. That's
all
my
right,
boy.
I got an interesting story about this guy.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, dude. So I was doing you guys want to hear it? No, I don't want to
yeah.
throw you guys into a story. You know what I mean?
No, let's do it.
Where are we at? No. So dude, I was doing, like, whenever I go to the States, I bring my podcast gear, and I just try to look for people to do podcasts with as I'm out there. And no, not all this. I just no. I just packed Matt too into the luggage. Hold your breath.
Let's go, bro.
13 hours. That's it, dude.
Oh, shit, we're actually on video too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man.
Fuck in that case. Go ahead, dog. I want to hear the story.
Okay, so yeah, dude. So I went to Koreatown. I did a podcast with this dude named David Dior. He's a local guy who now produces music for DJ Khaled.
Oh.
right? A cool cat. Grew up here, born and raised here in Guam.
Huh. Fucking Guam, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the ringers, huh?
Yeah. And I call up Jason J, you know, because I've known Jason since I was in high school. Like, hey, yo, dude, can I come by? And he's like, all right, I'm going to drop a pin. It's like a crazy place, but don't worry. And so I'm fucking like driving through this place. And I don't know if you've driven there at like nighttime.
Yeah, we live right by there.
Okay, dude. Okay.
Where?
So like
He's talking about the Carson studio.
yeah,
okay.
somehow I ended up in like the industrial part, or you know how it's like right outside the industrial part, and I'm driving through these lights. I'm like, oh my god, dude, someone gonna like fucking throw me off the road?
It's going down.
I was freaking out, dude. And I show up, and it's the one right next to the 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
and
it's not there anymore. We moved to Pedro, but yeah.
Yeah, and so that's how we ended up. Me and Jason did a podcast in Chaz's studio at Carson City, and then we hung out till like 4 or 5.
So that's where the whole record was done. That Illuminate album was done all there, like pretty much from like 8 o'clock at night to 10 in the morning, every single night for a year and a half. While I was trying to get everything back together, while he was on tour with.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of shit.
Yeah, with Brett and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Brett.
Bollinger from Pepper. He plays in the side band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How
Brett
many other
Bollinger,
bands do you play?
Bad Habits.
Yeah. I play with them, and then I have another hard rock band called Lose Control, which is super fun to play.
Yeah.
And I play in a
Different music from Tomorrow's Bad Seeds and
yeah,
Pepper?
this one's like pretty much more
Just like rock.
more hard rock, like a little. It'd probably be more metal if I played double bass.
Then he's in a Beastie Boys cover band. Just kidding.
I'm in a band called Cheers to Nothing. I got another band called Rochelle. The list goes on.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you keep your time? I guess manage your time to be able to not spread yourself too thin with
it's
playing
hard.
music.
It just happens, but then you just gotta fucking make some decisions. Yeah, but I mean, it's awesome for me. I just love to play drums.
Is it a lot of touring or mostly like
the Brett thing was the main other touring thing.
Okay.
So
it was with all of Pepper, or is just
no, it's
him?
just him, and then actually, oddly enough, our old bass player.
Okay.
And another guy who played guitar in Bad
Second
Seeds as
string,
well.
yeah. So and they're called Brett Bollinger and the Bad Habits.
Oh.
Yeah,
I wonder
funny.
where they
I didn't
got
even
that
put
from.
it together, dude. I really didn't. But anyway, that was the only thing that ever conflicted with us. I only
Dank and the
missed
Bad Seeds.
3 shows. Only missed a couple.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hey Pat, we're playing a gig tomorrow.
We need a drummer.
We need a drummer, so we're gonna call Paulo.
Yeah.
All right, well, John, can I claim John or no? Are we doing? I thought we were doing teams, dude. Are we doing teams?
Yeah. Frankie's getting pissed right now. He's getting pissed. He's like, what?
The beginning of this trip, Frankie liked me, but like already, he's like, no.
Well, I'm gonna sing half of the John Dank set tomorrow, so I'm gonna front man it for him.
Oh man,
Just kidding.
Do you guys plan to do like a
I want to. I'm down. Hell yeah.
Yeah, how was the tour with them? Is this your first time touring with the Guam band?
So brutal. Dude. They were
Well,
the
me and
worst.
Jason
What?
J played
Okay.
together literally all the time. Dude.
Really?
Like before I had my first kid.
Oh, were you
in
part of the
2015,
mashup?
I'm the smash up.
The smash up, right? Okay.
Me, Jason, and Rico started the smash up, and I mean, we played 3-hour gigs for 4 days in a row for like a whole summer. So imagine playing 9 hours a day, singing for 9 hours. Me, Rico, and Jason. No joke. Like residencies all over Long Beach, Santa Monica, Venice, Studio City, Hollywood, LA, Hermosa. We really spread ourselves thin that summer.
Constantly moving.
I mean, it was a lot. We made a lot of money that summer. It was great. We did though. It was tight.
But yeah, back to these boys.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
These guys are fucking super. Actually, everyone from Guam is like super respectful and nice. And
Because you know,
Like,
there's
get
tour
pissed.
etiquette, and there's
Go.
tour.
Yeah.
You know, there's things that some bands don't talk about, and there's definite tour etiquette. You know, and if you
Yeah.
don't know tour etiquette, it's like get the fuck out of the way, then, dude. Don't
For
even
sure.
don't even be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's better not. If you don't know tour etiquette, you're gonna be an
Didn't you
idiot.
tweet something?
It's
recently?
better to not be there than.
Yeah, no, it's better to
You
ask.
tweeted something about
Nobody asks.
being that guy, or
Oh yeah.
okay.
You want to hit these?
Yeah.
No, right here.
Oh, what? We got an extra set.
Wait, where we at on time, Matt? Like 20 minutes. Okay, we can rock 20 minutes with Frankie.
Check.
Woo, Frankie.
Boy, these
John
singers are making me
Danky.
look bad.
What were we talking about? Oh, No, I did tweet something. But actually, I think it was.
Turn that nigga down.
Drop Frankie.
I did, dog.
No.
I think he's number 3 or 4.
Another lead singer here.
West Side.
But no, I tweeted. Actually, it was said by Howie from Ballyhoo when we were touring with Eric. He's like, you could walk into a room and you could be 2 guys. There's one guy and one guy, and he's like, you could be the guy who walks into a room and everybody's like, oh, this fucking guy. Or you could walk into the room and be like, oh, this fucking guy. Like, there's 2 guys. Like, every time you approach somebody new, like, as an artist, this whole touring process was like, seriously, just everything was new.
Yeah, what did you guys think of them when you
They
first?
were great.
First
Yeah, I mean, I heard them in my living room for the first time doing acoustic, singing my songs, and I was like, well then. So, anyways, we're gonna.
You're not taking the keys to this car.
Exactly. I think we only need 1 flight to Guam. Just kidding. No, they did great. I was tripped out. I mean, they sang so well. I mean, the harmonies.
Oh, when you guys went out,
Yeah, because they came to my house the day before, like before we ever even like started playing. They came to my house and hung out right before you went with Eric, right? Yeah, they hung out for like maybe
because we did a show
2
in
days.
Hermosa.
Yeah,
right around Thanksgiving.
yeah, that's right.
we opened up in Hermosa, and before that, Moi, we've been talking for like what 4 months, 3 months.
Were you guys
about the possibility of like touring with
just
each
hooking up, you know?
Are you official then?
Yeah, we were
Seeing what kind of-
FaceTiming,
yeah.
smiling at each other.
1 o'clock in the morning.
in the bed,
type
right?
stuff.
No shirt.
Yeah.
He goes, hey,
No, you hang up.
what are you
you hang
eating
up.
for dinner? And it's
I
like
just-
6 a.m. And
I just sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
what are you eating for dinner?
What are you wearing?
It's 6 a.m. Moi. But yeah, like it was cool, man. We came out for Thanksgiving, and then we did a show Thanksgiving Eve with these guys. Met these guys for the first time, and then Moi was saying.
Have you heard them before that time?
Just from the new single they put out and stuff like that.
Okay,
But
okay.
I never heard them live or anything.
Okay.
Totally
Saw some old shitty YouTube videos.
Yeah,
John, that wasn't me.
we a little bit of
I didn't upload
QC would
that.
have helped that a little bit of quality control.
Oh man.
But no, yeah, we played that show, and then we went on tour with Eric, and then when we got off, we had like a 2-week break, and we met up with these guys and started in Fresno, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Fresno.
Hung out for a little bit. We actually spent
Beautiful
New Year's
Fresno.
Eve together.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Frankie
Yeah.
and I spent New Year's Eve together at this place called
we
Chart
did.
House.
Yeah, in
Chart
LA.
Okay.
Yeah, but his chick couldn't wait to get out, so she's like, sign the bill.
Here we
I'm just
go.
kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, here we
His,
go.
his chick couldn't wait to get out of that.
Yeah, right.
The truth comes out.
All right.
No, but it was, you know,
They
like
try and help both of you. It was my chick. Don't even worry about it. Guys, just relax.
Actually, it was my chick. I
see
wasn't even
see
there.
how he's sitting across the table on the other end. That's how the tour went. Yeah. No, it was great. Like it was a great learning process for us. Like it was the touring process itself was invaluable for us to learn.
So the
like,
tour with you guys
Yeah.
sort of happened when they got out there?
No, we already knew.
Already,
We
okay,
knew.
okay,
Yeah, we had
okay,
everything
okay.
planned. We already knew that it was going down. We already knew we were coming to Guam, all the whole deal. It just happened to be perfect timing. You know, we were gonna plan to maybe go a little later, but I wanted to make it work for them too. So we went out. Then we did the Thanksgiving show with us. They went out with Eric. We got our shit together.
Right.
Then we took them out before they came home. Then,
Right.
It's freezing. And
then
Yeah, it was cold.
I made the call and got them on One Love. You know what I mean? Because I got the pull like that,
He hooked it
homie.
up. He hooked it up.
So I
Yeah,
got
One
the
Love.
One Love.
was huge. It was good.
And then we closed the deal with
experience
that. And then, you know, now we're here in Guam about to rock VibeFest.
They're gonna headline
Yeah.
VibeFest. So.
You know, about to,
I mean, it's all give and take, bro. Like,
I mean,
what do
when you see how many
bring to the
panties or
table?
bras are thrown on stage at Pat, you understand why.
Yeah. Once he starts his drum solo, get the hell out of the way.
From the
That's-
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the bands. dude.
Shag just gets
Just brought a luggage of just panties and bras.
Shag just
That's
holds
it.
the mop right when that happens.
I throwed it in.
Ready.
Who do I got? yeah.
But no, there was some rage.
I'll pay the 150
There's
for
some
the panties and bras.
There were some good
There's
ones.
some really good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know it was winter. and
Good
some
panties and
cities
bras or the two?
There's some good
the
ones.
shows?
dude.
Yeah.
Some good
Okay.
ones.
Some good.
No
shows.
comment.
Shows.
No comment.
No self-incriminating comments.
Yeah.
What do you mean, dude? You're a good boy, dude.
Yeah. It was good. Like and the Tunnel Vision guys were awesome.
Yeah, everybody was dope.
Everybody on the tour that was there, like it was good. Everyone was good vibes everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, these guys did really good. Their etiquette was awesome. They were super
Oh,
respectful,
yeah.
super
You
helpful.
almost think they've been touring for years.
I mean,
it was,
you know,
it was Yeah.
The man of the hour right here was
that guy. Yeah,
John
he should
was
jump up. Here you go.
playing guitar with us actually the whole time, and singing and holding it down because our guitar player couldn't make it on this tour with us.
Oh, John the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And he held it down, and he was
Just bring up the
Honestly.
mic gain just a little.
super, super honored and was stoked to have him because he came through in clutch,
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
killed it. Vocally and guitar-wise and performance, everything was awesome, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was like we didn't even skip a beat.
He still doesn't drink though, so I don't know.
You don't
Gotta-
drink.
Oh no, not
thought-
at all. I mean, it's just it's really just because
You can just you can just do that.
It's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's good.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I just never really got into it.
Like it
I
feels like he has to explain.
Oh, so
himself.
this you don't have to explain yourself.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like,
guitar,
oh,
dude.
like, oh, they got me into it again.
Was it for you? Was it no sweat to to play in front of a crowd with another band and stuff like that?
Well, thankfully, I was already a fan of them before, and I actually got into them when I was first starting to cover for Rock Bottom way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Rock
had-
Bottom was like 2006,
around-
7.
Yeah, and I wasn't even in the band at that time.
Right.
But-
That was when Frankie was a young.
Yeah.
When he was a young warthog.
When I was a young
So hard not to do that. Damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, so when Moi asked me, it was great because it was I had already known a bunch of the songs already, and because they were already part of like the regular listening at that point anyway. And at that point, yeah, it was great. And thankfully, when they sent the song list, those songs that I like personally was practicing. I was like, thank God, because if it was just like play, can you just play all of the? I was starting to like stress out small kind. I'm just like, man, if they
No, I held it down good, dude.
yeah, I was like, if they ask for anything after Sacred for Sale, I might fuck it up. I might mess it up.
I might start improving and doing my
it's-
own
it's
thing,
like,
right?
it's just like, oh man.
Moi's gonna look back. He's like, "What the hell is John
Yeah,
doing?"
what is
No, he
like, who
killed
is
it,
this
dude.
guy?
Harmonies, everything was perfect.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, good
it was
times.
great, man, and I really it was a surreal experience knowing that I was playing with the guys that wrote these songs. I was listening to the songs like long ago, and these were one of the like for instance the riff for Early Prayers, super fucking heavy. I love that riff. It's like one of my top 10. I love those. I love that riff, and to think that I'm playing with the band that wrote that, it was so awesome. It was great, and. First off, it made me realize I'm like maybe I'm not doing so bad. You to come and help
There you
him out,
go.
I was,
everything
I kind
like
of wanted to be like, it's like even when he asked me, I wanted to be like, man, I'm sorry, dude. I know I'm not your first option, bro. God, the fact you have to come and ask me, I mean that you asked a lot of other people, man. But
Hey, John, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
yeah,
Nah,
I'm pretty sure
Yes.
the conversation.
Yes.
We got nowhere else. To
The
go.
conversation was probably just like he probably got Pat and Shaq together, just like, I'm sorry, guys. He's the only thing. We got.
Well, we tried to ask Shaq. I'm like, Shaq, can you play guitar too? No, dude.
It's like it means another extra keyboard.
No, it was perfect. It was perfect. It really was.
Yeah, John is an
came in
absolute
clutch.
ripper.
Yes, those are jokes.
It's hard to let people in.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
No, when you're in a band for real though, and the plus was he was already coming on the road with us, so therefore his body was already taking up space in our space already. It wasn't like it was a new person coming taking up space.
Right.
Not like that new person that came to take up space. But
Yeah.
anyhow,
That's called
Ben, how you doing?
That's called an electron.
Oh, yes.
but it was great. It was just we didn't skip a beat. He came in super clutch. It was honestly a
Yeah, it's
blessing.
great. What we do, like
Like I was saying,
one
I don't
rehearsal?
even like letting new people
rehearsal.
in.
Yeah,
you
one
know?
rehearsal.
I have a
Yeah.
problem letting new people in.
Yeah.
speaks
just-
volumes.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Sure.
talking over you. My apologies.
That's
So I
all
was
good.
saying one
It's all good.
rehearsal with John, and like we were.
Yeah, I was like, all right, fuck it, we
Yeah.
can do this.
Was it the look?
Got it.
You guys gave each other a look like,
Yeah.
this is it.
Like
Same thing with the guy
this.
Davin.
Yeah, the
Yes.
You know, Davin.
It's really more like a look and a hand gesture.
Yeah, it's like,
Fuck it.
it'll work.
Oh, man.
Right?
No.
Like, I don't
But same thing with Davin. They turned us on to Davin.
Yeah.
Davin's he came in super. I mean, John wasn't. He was given like 2 days. Like, hey, can you do this? He's like, shit, okay, let's try it.
Yeah, the
You know?
Guam's got the sauce.
I'll see
dude.
what I can do.
And then Davin, we
Oh,
gave him a
got
whole
it.
month, so he came
Yeah.
in prepared, ready to go.
When they told me that they were taking Davin for Hawaii, I'm just like, you guys should really like think of reversing this. Give me the smaller shows where there's not that much. Davin's who you want. That Ripper.
Yeah, he was
When
fun.
they
He
told me
was
they're
cool.
playing with Davin, I was even telling them before the tour started, I'm just like, don't expect too much from me. Because once you see Davin, you'll realize just how under.
No, dude, don't sell yourself short, bro. You rip it. That was
Yeah,
great.
honestly, the
held
John Dang show started just around the time I started this podcast, yeah. and as soon as they played at the launch party,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
That
nice.
my lady threw a surprise launch party for the podcast,
Sick.
and they were playing it, and ever since I first seen them play, I was like, man, these guys are destined for
Oh, I
Something.
love the mix of these.
something.
Fuck, dude.
Mhm. No,
You know,
their live
just-
shows are amazing.
Just
It's awesome.
you guys is I never had the chance to tell you in many years. You know, the stage performance, at least on the podcast, stage performance is fucking incredible, dude, and it's improved year after year after year after year. And
I'm pumped to see him again. I was telling these guys, be like, okay, here we go.
you can move closer
Let's
to me, bro,
reignite the flame, shall we?
just to get you in the frame here. So VibeFest is the only planned spots that you guys are gonna be playing at.
I'm in Guam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Other than that, it's chill.
Yeah.
We were supposed to play Saipan, but not Saipan. Is that what it's called? Okay.
I was saying there was some other stuff. I don't know what happened, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then some governmental stuff happened. Can't talk about it. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Watch it.
I'm scared.
Careful.
I don't even know where I'm at right now.
You guys hear that chopper overhead? I knew that.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
There were dudes in shades just down the stair. I knew we weren't safe.
Boy in the government.
My hands.
Oh,
Oh,
my
shoot.
Lord.
I know my hands are sweating.
Yeah, careful.
My hands are so.
They're listening as we speak. I got my Google Home plugged
Oh
in.
my goodness.
I think the mushrooms are finally starting to hit.
Yeah. Keep clawing those things.
They
out of
really
there.
are, though. My eyes are starting to get blurry.
All
Feels
right,
good.
well,
Oh man,
we
Guam,
are-
We love you. Have a day, Guam.
yeah, dude, we are 10 minutes out from 8, so
Alright.
Yes.
I know you guys have to go get dinner at 8, but as I thank you
Thank you for
more,
having
Yeah,
me,
man.
man.
Dude,
Pat.
that's fun.
Thank
That's
you.
Bringing
fun.
up that old
Thanks for
memories too, man.
Yeah,
That's
man,
tight.
you know, and I've been following you. I was in college when you guys first came out, you know, so just listening to you guys and watching you guys come through Tucson and playing at the Hut, and just the fact I have that memory.
I know
it's
that's
like,
awesome.
right,
Crazy.
I was telling them,
Fun, dude.
I was like, I have to share this
We've
with them.
definitely been around.
And so I'm glad I have this platform to be able to share that with you guys. And as my thank you for coming on the show and agreeing to do this while you guys are here, please put anything out that you want people to follow you. What releases?
Well,
you
Pat's
guys
got a
do
new business he
shows,
just started.
I do.
business, whatever you get, whatever you
do.
want, whatever you want.
Oh.
I'm about to
Dude,
launch.
tell.
I will. I'm about to launch Salmon and Friends. So it's a T-shirt company / clothing company, and it's all animals and puns. 10% will go to the charity of the animal that's on the shirt. It's super goofy, but you know.
Sounds like it's for a great
Yeah.
cause.
Yeah.
I wish I wore the damn shirt, dude.
Oh, you have it's in production.
He's got a
Yeah,
couple.
I have a bunch
yeah.
of samples. So
Okay.
Well, Godzilla's definitely.
yeah, but so
dangerous.
Patrick
Only one-
Salmon, obviously, my name, and then the company's Salmon and Friends because I want to get everyone involved. That's
Yeah,
the deal,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah, maybe you can make the you don't have to.
Oh, here
But
we
if I
go.
could throw an idea.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind. Business is canceled.
just
Again.
make all your friends in the shape of the animal that you want to, like their face, and it's the animal. But anyways, I digress.
Oh my God.
Somebody just walks up to one of his friends like, "You really think
Yeah, I know exactly.
I look like a
Can't
cow to
believe
you?" Hey, bro, what's this cow?
Now that I think about it, it might create some rift in some relationships. What do you mean a pig? No, it's for charity though.
Oh,
Yeah, don't worry, that's not you. That's not you.
Well,
You just said I look good.
Okay.
That's not you.
Okay.
but anyways, yes, please.
Well, besides music, I mean, bad seeds.
Yeah,
We're gonna put out some new shit
LABadges.com. Working on some new music. Just keep up with us. We ain't going nowhere. It's almost 20 years now.
Yeah, you can stream them on Spotify, all over YouTube,
Yeah,
interviews and music videos and all the likes. Yeah.
absolutely. All over the
Mhm.
map on that.
What is the at your?
Just tomorrow's Bad Seeds, or
Okay.
if you're on Twitter, it's TMR Bad Seeds, or that's it. If
Yeah.
you want to go on our website, it's LA Bad Seeds.
Cool, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to have you guys on my show.
In the
Thank
wise words of Mets One, life is the mission and love is the message.
Mm,
That's it.
love it. Yeah, I usually say something after that, but I'm just gonna leave that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for listening. Peace out. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the podcast with tomorrow's fucking Bad Seeds. Kona's going crazy too. My hands are in the rock position, and boom, shout out to Cody G and the VibeFest crew. I will see you at VibeFest for And I'll be celebrating 5 years of podcasting. Super awesome. Shout out to our lovely sponsor, PAYLESS ONE. They are your one-stop for organic and natural products and education. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast on the Apple Podcast app. And anywhere you can listen to the podcast, if they rate and review, do it. Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, whatever it may be, just do it. And always remember, be kind, love each other, and as always, I'll check you later.